Hi, everybody. My name is Dr. Catherine Helm. I'm a practicing psychologist. I see individuals and couples. Welcome to Cupid's Broken Bow. Becca is with me today.
Hi.
Becca is going to ask me a bunch of questions from Reddit, and we're going to talk about it. So let's get ready.
All right, we're just going to jump right in. So the first story is coming from Two Hot Takes. It's 10 days old,
Okay.
and it is titled, "My husband is acting like I didn't just have emergency surgery 1 week ago."
Okay. Already an interesting start.
All right, so she goes on to say, "I, 37 female, got rushed to the hospital a week ago and had to have emergency surgery to remove my gallbladder. I came home 3 days after admission with strict instructions to rest and at minimum have 2 weeks of minimal activity and maximum a 6-week recovery. My mother-in-law was amazing, coming over every day to help clean up during the day, but after 2 days of me being home, my husband, 40 male, started to act as if all the household jobs could go back to me. Like he would lay in bed watching anime and expect me to get our 4 kids ready for school. When he would come home from work, he would sit on his phone or his computer and expect me to make and serve dinner, and begrudgingly would do the dishes after, but would huff and complain. Then if he would notice me, right.
Okay.
Then if he would notice me wince in pain, as I'm still in a lot of pain.
And wait, why is she doing it? Okay. All right.
If he would notice her in pain, he would chastise her for doing too much or tell me I'm always in a bad mood. But if I don't do these things, it won't get done. I am trying to get through every day, but I'm trying not to be resentful."
Well, there's a whole lot here. Right. So couples have a contract.
Yep.
They have a contract that they know about, and then they have a contract that they don't know about.
Yep.
Right. So an implicit and explicit contract. And in the explicit contract, that is where we openly talk about what you do and what I do, how we get stuff done. Oftentimes, the implicit contract is one that they don't discuss.
Right.
And sometimes if you're dealing with a straight couple, the responsibilities fall down by gender.
Yep.
Which is not necessarily a good way of doing it because it doesn't play to people's strengths. It's just an assumption that because you're male or female that you do these things. Mm-hmm. I am curious, although I can guess, what was happening before she had surgery. So the picture you paint is she's still up doing stuff.
Yep.
Why is she doing that?
Right.
And what is she teaching her family when she does that?
Right. Well, and it's also like you're teaching your kids now that, like, it's okay to not rest, not listen to doctor's orders because dad's not going to do it.
Yeah.
So mom has to.
And his mom came over to help.
Yep.
Right. So in some ways, I'm not trying to put this on her mother-in-law, but what was he taught? What did they agree to? And why is she standing for this? Mm-hmm. She says, I'm starting to get resentful, but this is something that so here's what I tell couples when they come into counseling with these things, right? This is what the two of you set up. Mm-hmm. Resentment is like a temperature check in a relationship. Where, it's like, I'm feeling resentful. I need to pay attention to it. It means something is wrong. So it means things need to change. He has been enabled to sit on that couch for a long time. He wants to go back and sit on his couch. Wouldn't you want to sit on your couch?
Yeah, instead of doing all the chores?
Yes.
Yeah.
But you have 4 children.
Right.
I don't know. Is it just me? What do you think?
I mean, I think he needs to contribute, especially when your wife is in pain, and just had surgery. But I think it also needs to be a discussion now, after she's done recovering, maybe you need to pitch in a little bit more.
Yes.
And help out so that if something else happens, then you know what needs to be done too.
Fair.
It can help.
Well, and she says, if I don't do it, it won't get done.
Right.
How do you know? Because you're up doing it. So you don't actually know if it'll get done or not because you are enabling him to sit on the couch by defying doctor's orders yourself, right? And so if you want something to change, part of the change has to start with her,
right?
And then a big part has to start with him because in some ways he's been allowed to believe that these things aren't his responsibility.
Yeah, and they very much are.
And they very much are.
Yep.
Yeah. So what it means is the couple contract needs to change. Right. Resentment usually means the couple contract needs to change.
Right. Well, it sounds like she's carrying the whole load of the kids, mental, emotional, physical, and all of the household chores on her. And he's just kind of,
He wants her to hurry up and get better so he can get
Yeah.
back to his comfortable life.
right.
Yeah.
Because he can't even do the dishes.
Well, I think this is a more serious issue than we give credit for, because what happens is you fast forward 5, 10, 15, 20 years and that resentment is still there.
Yep.
And it causes an emotional fracture between the couple, right? And so what happens is their sex life can go down the toilet, right? They stop talking, they don't communicate well, right? And resentment lives between the two of them. So it's time to nip this in the bud and have the conversation.
For sure.
He won't like it, but it'll make the two of them have a better marriage. Here's the other thing though, Becca. She can't get in there and tell him that there's only one way to do it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
She's got to let him do some of it his way. And it won't be the way that she does it.
Yep.
So that's something that she's going to have to tolerate too.
Yep.
What are some of the comments?
So I like this one.
Okay.
It says, let him do nothing. Let him fail. Let him flail. Let him come to realize the massive amount of unpaid labor you do. And then, if he doesn't change, doesn't appreciate you, doesn't wake up, let him think the divorce came out of nowhere. At least then you'll be a single mom of 4 and not a single mom of 5.
Interesting. It makes me wonder if that person has lived that experience. So in some ways, the person isn't necessarily wrong, but I think she's not sounding like she wants to divorce her husband. So let's not put that in there. But she is also not holding him accountable, and she's not holding herself accountable. So the issue is that the two of them, the couple, is in agreement on the way things are.
Right.
She's just only stopped doing things because she's just had surgery. Right. And she's surprised that he hasn't jumped in there.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I have a question for her. Like, do you like doing all of that stuff typically?
Right.
Like, would you want him to pitch in more?
Right.
Like, when you're healthy? Because if not, then, then does anything need to change?
Well, right.
Because, I mean, if it's just for the 6 weeks that you're having to be out,
right,
then, how is that going to go forward? How is that
nothing will
forward?
Change.
Right.
Yeah. So too often we want to blame our partners for what's happening, but we have a responsibility too. Yeah. So the two of them set this up. So it's going to take the two of them to change it. Yeah. And it can change, right? It can change. Right. Yeah. I remember when I first got married, I did a lot of the cooking. Now, my husband's a trained chef. He's much better. And I thought, why am I doing this? He's much better at it. His food is far better than mine. And I was like, we got to change this. So I don't do it anymore. And, we're a lot happier because this food is better than mine.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So any other post or comments?
No.
Nothing?
No, we're all kind of the same.
Okay. So my advice, if you want it changed, it's time the two of you change it.
Yeah.
Right. And there might be deeper issues. Go to couples counseling. Of course, I'm going to say go to couples counseling. Yeah. But stop contributing to the problem if you want the problem to change.
Right.
And he also needs to step up. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Talk about it.
Yes.
All right. Are you ready for the next one?
I am ready for the next one.
Okay. It's a little bit long.
Okay.
It's coming from TIFU. It is 12 days old. And it is, today I messed up by reading my wife's journal.
Which means you wrote some stuff you don't want to see. Okay. Never read the wife's journal.
Wow.
Although I don't know how many people are going to resist it when you see it, but okay.
Yeah. She needs to get one with a little lock on it.
She does. Yeah.
So, a little backstory. My wife, 23 female, and I, 24 male, have been married for about 1.5 years. Together for 3.
Okay.
We just moved into a much bigger place, which is awesome. While unpacking, my wife unearthed a bunch of old journals from years ago. We were already looking at old childhood photos of me and kind of in a nostalgic mood, so we started reading some of the entries in her journal together.
Oh, this is a mistake.
Now,
And did she think this was a good idea? Because it's not like she's going to remember what she wrote in it. She didn't preview it first? Okay.
so he says, now here's where I messed up. These journal entries were from a time when she was in a pretty serious relationship about 1.5 years before me.
Oh,
Even worse. Already waving.
Yes.
No.
That's bad.
We've always been open about past relationships, so I skipped ahead a page and saw some intimate details. I didn't initially freak out, but of course, my dumbass kept reading, and honestly, it really hit me hard. It wasn't just that she was writing about sex with her ex, it was the way she wrote about it and how incredibly different it is from our sex life now. Uh-oh. My wife has always told me she's not a super physically driven person and has pretty low libido, but in her journal, she went into intense detail about her ex's physical attributes, saying she couldn't get enough of him. She wrote about being annoyed if they went more than a day without sex and how she loved how spontaneous and frequent it was. Basically, everything in our sex life isn't right now. With us, it's sometimes weeks in between, and honestly, sometimes I can't help but worry it feels like a chore for her. When she finally caught up to the page I was on, she quickly flipped to another section and said, "Oops." I excused myself and started unpacking other boxes. She said, "Oops." She could tell I was bothered and immediately offered to throw out the journals, which was genuinely sweet. I told her not to do that and that I was fine, which was a huge lie.
Which is a huge lie, right?
I guess it just really hurts to see that there was someone who genuinely drove my wife wild physically. The way she wrote about him, I can't shake it. It was like she was describing a Greek god. Every single physical detail, she was just fawning over. She's given me compliments and written me lovely letters, but never like that. Never in the way that made me feel like she had this primal physical need for me. Oh, I know my wife loves me. It's not like she married me for my money, because trust me, that ain't it. But I'm really struggling to process this and can't help but feel like I'm the safe choice after a string of more passionate relationships. The image of how she described him is just stuck in my head. So Reddit, what the hell do I do now? I feel like crap.
Oh, I feel bad for him.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not like he snuck and read her journals. Like she was allowing him to read the journals, right? So this is tough, right? Because, everybody wants to believe, right, that, you and your partner are your partner's the most attractive, you have the best sex, and you don't really want to think about what comes before. But people do live a life that comes before.
Right.
It is really hard to go back and read something she wrote years ago and compare it to who she is now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and she could be a very different person, though.
She could be. Yeah. The problem is he can't unsee what he saw.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
So has he talked to her about it?
Sound like it.
No.
It sounds like he just moved right along.
But he can't let it go.
Right.
So, and fair.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So they're going to have to talk about it. Maybe even go, I'm going to suggest couples counseling, right? And I wonder, it sounds like he's been dissatisfied with their sex life. He just sort of began to accept it until he realized that she is a sexual being, just not with him. Right. So they definitely have some work to do as a couple to talk about it. And maybe reading the journals allows them to have that conversation.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, it's also interesting because they are pretty young. They're 23 and 24.
They are. Yes.
So depending on when this was, she could have kind of been like 19, 18, 19.
Exactly. That could have been like her first sexual experience.
Right.
Right. Where her mind got blown.
Yep.
Yep.
But
I do feel bad for him because, it causes a major rift and nobody wants to, think that the person who came.
Right. Yeah. You know what? Imagine that.
Exactly. What are some of the comments?
The top comment is, you're comparing a love-blind hormonal teenager to a grown woman who married you.
Okay. Fair.
And you is capitalized.
Okay. All right.
But she likes you.
Yes.
Is what they're saying. Teenagers tend to exaggerate in their writing. So all these people are kind of assuming she was a teenager.
Yeah.
20.
Yeah.
Teenagers also think they know what great sex is. LOL.
Fair.
Yeah. Somebody says if he was in his 30s, yes. In their 20s,
Okay. So people are seeing this as like an age thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't want to dismiss his perspective completely.
Right.
Right. Yeah. So it has kind of highlighted an issue in the kind of physical intimacy in their relationship. And he can't unsee it.
Right.
So it's sort of like, now what?
Right.
What comes next?
Talk about it.
Well, right. So now talk about it, and he will say, hey, babe, I can't unsee that. Right. I want to talk to you about it. Right. Do you feel like our sexual relationship is lacking? Right. Like, I'm a little jealous of what I read about. Like, I mean, yeah, she saw, he knows he read it.
Right.
He read it with her permission.
Yep.
It represents an open door to have a dialogue and a conversation about it.
Yeah, which probably wouldn't have happened if this didn't happen.
Yeah.
So it could be looked at as a good thing.
Couples are not good at talking about sex. Ooh, right. They, tend to here's some interesting research. Couples never directly ask for sex. They have sort of code words, right? Like, I'm going to go take a shower, right? And the person's like, yeah, I'll join you up there. It means there'll be sex, right? I'm going to go take a shower. I'm going to watch TV means there won't, right? So even within the relationship, people fear rejection. Yeah. And there's all kinds of family issues around sex, the way people were raised. So, right, it could be that they haven't been communicating about what each of them likes, and this represents an opportunity to do that.
Or maybe he should just read the journal. What she likes. Yeah. That's very interesting. Yeah. Maybe they should just sit there and read.
Probably not. She should probably throw them away. Yeah. Like, you don't want it. Yeah. Especially because she doesn't know what else is in there. What are other people saying?
They are talking about if they're using birth control, it could have changed her libido. Like, if she's on, like, the pill or has an IUD, it could have changed how she. Yeah, I think people are just trying to come up with reasons for him.
I mean, she is kind of young to not have a sex drive.
Yeah.
Becca, if I had to guess, I would say there's some communication issues about sex, And if you don't talk about it, bodies change as people get older, and they're not old, right? So this is something to be talked about.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You want to do the next one?
Yeah, let's do the next one.
All right. The next one's coming from Relationship Advice. It's 9 days old. It is titled, Baby Daddy, 24 male, wants to put cameras in my 22 female room to see the twins while he's not here.
Okay.
She goes,
I mean, a lot of people put cameras in their babies' rooms. Okay. Oh, but your look says something else. Okay.
Well, Baby Daddy doesn't live there.
Okay.
Okay. So
what are you reading?
My ex and I, so they're
they're
not separated.
They're already separated? How old are the babies?
15 days old.
Ooh.
Hold on. Before I
Okay.
don't, let's just read it.
All right.
It says, my ex and I had boy-girl twins 15 days ago. And today he just nonchalantly mentioned getting baby monitors to put around my room so he could see the babies while he's not here. He acted like putting cameras in my room wouldn't be weird. By the way, we don't live together and I'm in a new relationship. So putting cameras in my...
Can I just say, damn, how are you in a new relationship already? You just had twins. There's a whole lot here.
And so putting cameras in my room would not only invade my privacy, but also my boyfriend's privacy. Not to say too much, but I wouldn't even be able to have sex with my boyfriend in my own room.
Girl, you're not supposed to be having sex yet. You're only 2 weeks postpartum. Okay.
I tried to explain to my ex that putting cameras in my room was not going to happen, and his response was that he has the right to see his kids when he's not there, so he should be allowed to put cameras in my room. I've tried to explain to him that if he wants to see the babies, he can just come see them. He doesn't need to put cameras in my room, but he believes he should be able to see them whenever he wants with a camera. I feel like he only wants to put cameras in my room so he can spy on me and my boyfriend. He's been consistently trying to win me back. He also is always talking shit about my boyfriend. He's been trying to cause arguments between me and my boyfriend, and sometimes he's successful. How do I explain to him that why it's inappropriate considering I'm in a new relationship and I should be allowed to have privacy in my own room? Is it not crazy to even suggest putting cameras in your ex's room? Do you think he has other reasons for wanting to have baby monitors in my room?
Well, she does. Of course he's interested in seeing what you and your new boyfriend are doing. Okay, let's go back. You have twins 2 weeks ago and you're not together. and he wants to put cameras in there. Why is this even a post?
I don't know. She wants to know what she should do.
Well, I think she knows what she should do. He has no legal right to put cameras in your house, right? It's more concerning that he's causing fights. Like, how are you allowing him to cause fights between you and your new partner? And it sounds like the current boyfriend is willing to help with the twins. Am I making that assumption? Is that?
I hope so.
Well, I mean, yeah, no, this is all wrong. What are people saying?
The top comment is, no is a complete sentence.
That is correct. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Also, somebody says checking for hidden cameras, changing the locks, and only allowing approved visit times should be something you do, because he sounds nuts.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I don't know. I just can't even. I don't know how to put myself in her shoes, because I've not ever had a situation like this. But I think if one of my exes was like, "No, I'm putting cameras in your room so I can see the babies," I don't know. I'd be like, "No, yeah, oh, why stop talking?"
No, I mean, it's a huge boundary violation, right? It's different if he's living there, right? Or if the babies were in a separate room. Right, because a lot of parents put cameras in their babies' rooms, but the babies are in their room. So, I mean, maybe the compromise, since he so wants to see his babies, right? The compromise is, as they get older, moving them to another room, putting the camera there, but definitely not in their room.
Do you think the babies are just being used as a scapegoat?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
I think he's just using them as an excuse.
To get a camera in there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
And you want to see that?
Right.
Like, you want to see what's happening? I mean, there's a lot going on here. This will continue to be a massive problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's why she's not with him.
Maybe. But to have twins and to be in that situation, that's a whole lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, in other words, no. Absolutely do not put cameras. And they probably need to make sure that they have a visitation schedule with a judge, a parenting agreement, something in writing, because this is already getting out of hand.
Yeah. He kind of is entitled thinking that he can just do that.
Well, there's just so much wrong. We don't even have enough time to talk about it. It's entitlement. It's using your kids as scapegoats. It's her entertaining any of it.
Yeah.
You know, like the answer's hell no. You know, but if you even have that in the first place, you're not somebody I'm going to trust you to watch the kids.
So he's clearly manipulative enough to get her to even think that she's doing something wrong by saying no to that.
Exactly.
So
Go to court, make sure there's a parenting agreement. All right. Well, that's an interesting one. All right. Well, I think that's it for this episode of Cupid's Broken Bow. I hope you like this one. Watch us, follow us.